Take your wooden arm and press the seam toward the darker side. At home, I like to use a hot iron. I first set the seam by setting the iron on it a second or two. Then I open it up and press it toward the darker piece. Put it on the cutting mat. Take your ruler and line up an edge of your ruler with the seam in the middle. Put back on your safety glove. You still need your fingers. Open back up your rotary cutter and cut the end off your strip set. This will give you a clean end to measure your first cut from. Flip the strip piece and realign it with the line on the cutting mat. Again, use your 3-inch line on your ruler and cut a block. Make sure you have it lined up good and cut your first piece. And firm hold on the rotary cutter helps you cut better. Remember to close your rotary cutter. Lay it aside and get your next piece. Repeat that step for cutting another 3-inch block. Always remember to check your ruler position before you cut. Let me get it lined up good. And cut. It's taking me a little bit. Remember to close your rotary cutter at all times. Take the 2 cut pieces, place them right sides together, but opposites like this. Whenever you are aligning the edges, you can feel the previous sewn seams locking together. And when you feel the seams lock and there's no humps or bumps in between them, you can take one of your straight pins and pin it in the middle. But make sure that there's no humps or bumps. This will help to prevent your seam coming undone whenever you are sewing it. Place it under the pressure foot. Lower the pressure foot and again lower your needle and hold on to the threads as you start to sew. Whenever you come to the straight pin, take it out. Then continue your sewing. Why you take out the straight pin is because if the needle went over it, your straight pin could break or your needle could break and it could go flying anywhere. Also, take this one and lay it on the cutting mat. This time, take your wooden iron and press it toward any side. Because earlier, you know, I said press it to the darker side, but this time you can press it to any side. And again, at home, I like to use a hot iron on this, but these wooden irons are quick and handy. I like to use the square up ruler to check and see if I have an accurate 5.5-inch block. So let's see how I did. Looks like I did pretty good. This is my 4-patch. Remember, these are the supplies you will need to make a 4-patch block. Scissors, sewing machine, thread, 2 pieces of fabric, square up ruler, wooden iron, safety glove, cutting mat, straight pins, and a rotary cutter. Remember, these are the steps you will need to follow to make a 4-patch block. Step 1. Using a square up ruler and a rotary cutter, cut a 3-inch strip from each piece of fabric. Step 2. Place the fabrics right sides facing. Step 3. Sew a 1/4-inch seam along the right edge. Step 4. Using a wooden arm, press the seam toward the darker piece. Step 5. Using the rotary cutter and ruler, cut 2 3-inch pieces from the strip set. Step 6. Place the pieces right sides together and sew using a 1/4-inch seam. Step 7. Using the arm, press the seam to the side. Step 8. Using a square up ruler, check to see that you have a 5.5-inch block. Are there any questions? Thank you.